anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
If you're tired of the dieting circuit paradox but still want to look, feel, and perform better, you need to get to Nutrition Authority and ask about our nutrition coaching featuring LifeBase. LifeBase takes the complex world of nutrition and makes it simple with real results that last. Stop in to learn more or check us out on mynutritionauthority.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
The wait is over. It's Truck Month at Anderson Ford, which means big selection and even bigger savings on Ford F-150s. Like lease a 2025 Ford F-150 for only $195 per month. The truck that's built to work hard and play hard. Another reason you'll experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008409. Previous service letter. $195 per month for 36 months, 7,500 miles per year, 8,500 with type. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 3/31/26.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Concrete Industries has immediate job openings for precast production laborers and maintenance technicians. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $21.50 per hour plus a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer or maintenance technician. Visit concreteindustries.com.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind, crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie, too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos, wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas, topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too, perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
The place you call home should always be a place of comfort. Warm and cozy in winter, cool and relaxing in summer. If your home isn't delivering the comfort you expect, call Bryant. It's more than just hot and cold to them. It's about providing the best comfort solutions. And Bryant gives you a full 24-month test drive on your home comfort system. Get full details at BryantLincoln.com or call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. Bryant, whatever it takes.
There's no place like McKinney's Irish Pub for St. Patrick's Day, so mark your calendars to join in on the fun for their 12th annual Street Festival. The party goes all weekend long, but starts on March 14th and 15th with tons of giveaways, great Irish food, and green beer. And it continues on Tuesday the 17th for actual St. Patrick's Day. Doors open for the bar at 9 a.m. on Saturday, 11 a.m. on Sunday, and 9 a.m. on Tuesday. And the street party starts at 2 p.m. all 3 days. Don't miss out on great music and great fun with no cover charge for St. Patrick's Day weekend at McKinney's Irish Pub, located at 8th and P.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof. Flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
There are so many realtors in Lincoln and Omaha, but don't get overwhelmed by all the no-names, plus all the different companies. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Real Estate is your go-to option, whether buying or selling residential, luxury, leasing, investment properties, or commercial property, small or large. Ben's team offers decades of experience, unbeatable customer service, and promises to fully protect your interests throughout the entire transaction. Call 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group of BHHS Ambassador Real Estate. Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bakovic. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. And Bock, it's not going to be a long show today, Bock.
No, it's not. It's a little bit different today as we got girls state basketball going on. So we open up a little bit early today, but we're not going to have as long.
Yeah, Buck, but I still do my same thing, even though our schedule changes for the next 3 days. I still read up on sports, and I'll call this segment Monkey See, Monkey Do, Buck, because what the young kids see, the bigger kids do, the young kids will also try it. This is an 8 and under football player are now hitting the transfer portal, Buck, to transfer to different teams in youth sports. Buck, how crazy is that?
It is very crazy, but we're seeing it happen everywhere. I was just talking to a middle school coach, and he said it's happened here in not necessarily transfer portal sort of stuff yet, but kids grouping together, trying to kind of make a path for them to find a high school as a group and to move forward. So it's definitely happening here, but this story is coming out of Florida. As a dad has put his son, who's 8 years old, 8 and under, into the transfer portal, supposedly, and made it official on Instagram. He's got an Instagram page. His son does, I suppose, to follow him if you want to follow his career, with 4,300 followers. And yeah, he's said, he thinks it could be dangerous to stay loyal to one team. It's not like the old days where you kind of get together in the neighborhood. So he's putting his son out there in the transfer portal. He's got some destinations that he believes that he wants to get to. So he's put some schools out there as well. And when I say schools, I mean just high school or what is this? Not even middle school teams. So I don't know if I should say schools, but it's interesting. It's catching a lot of attention online.
Yeah, for me is you're teaching your kid to not be loyal at a young age, because when you teach them at 8 years old, it's going to follow them all the way up to high school, junior high, probably life. So, it's one thing. Now, I remember yesterday when we talked at the end of the show about Greg Slanky, the commissioner of the SEC, talked about a one-time transfer portal transfer one time now. Now, we don't know if they're trying to pull our leg or what, because the SEC is never in agreement with anybody on anything. So,
right.
When you look at that article yesterday, it kind of made me wonder. I mean, maybe it should be just a one-time thing, but just to keep kids in the same, not in the same group, but to understand the importance of sportsmanship and life and stuff in general in football, especially youth football.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely just kind of how you want to view it and look at it. The whole thing is very interesting. It's different than how you grew up or how I grew up. Now that there are opportunities to make life-changing money, and when I say life-changing money, if you get to a D1 or college, it certainly can be if invested and used correctly, right? It could be something you just blow away, and people are concerned about that because of people at their young age as well. But it can be life-changing money. And so that kind of changes in the different pressures of the levels below it. And so, it is crazy to see. I think there is a level of going too far. Again, this particular dad is in Florida. He says it is the state, kind of along Texas. He's from Florida, so he's standing up for Florida. But we know it gets pretty serious there. And he says, even 8-year-olds are kind of being treated as blue chip prospects. And so this is somewhat of a reactionary move to that. And again, it makes sense. I mean, as soon as all this started happening and you look at the transfer portal numbers and you see quarterbacks making significantly more, we knew that was the case at the NFL, but there's 32 teams, right? I mean, there's only so many guys that are going to make the NFL. Now, when it kind of bleeds down to college opportunities and, you don't have to be the elite of the elite to make life-changing money, it starts to change people's ideas and parenting styles about how all in they're going to be. And there were parents and there are parents that were all in before, right? But now I think there's just more of that opportunity, more of a chance to kind of turn it into that. Yeah.
Business.
And it's an unintended consequences of all of it, but it is what it is.
And here's why I've come this far with this conversation, Bach, because do you know there are only 22 high major scholarship players who will celebrate senior night this week. 22, having played just in one place.
Oh, okay.
One place.
Yeah.
22 seniors that stayed all 4 or 5 years at one place. Just one in the SEC.
Wow.
One. Mississippi
One
State.
player.
Mississippi State, Sean Jones Jr. is the only SEC senior to finish where he started. Dozens of coaching changes and transfer portal have led to this, Bob. Here are how many we got in the Big Ten, which we're lucky. The Big Ten has 10 players in basketball who started and finished at one school. The Big 12 has 5 players, Bob. The Big East has 1 player. No, the Big East has 3 players, and the ACC has 3 players.
That is, I knew it was not going to be a whole lot
players,
anymore, but
Bob. 22.
That is alarming.
Sad.
Yeah, surprising.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. And partially with basketball too, it's been that way over the years. I think the transfer portal was a little bit bigger. I mean, before we called it the portal, transferring around in basketball was a little bit bigger of a deal. And you see players, if you're not living up, if you're not playing for the team at times, kind of be forced out. That was before, again, all this transfer portal stuff. So specifically in basketball, it's kind of been this way for longer. But now with everything that's kind of transpired and in the way that it is now, it's even worse. And those numbers definitely highlight that. It's interesting too, because, there are positives to it. I think on the other end, you see less guys that would be taking long shots at second round or undrafted in the NBA draft can now return to school, make money, kind of continue the path toward when they're a better prospect, as opposed to previously when you'd have people go one and done and not even get drafted. So I think there are positives to it, but at the opposite end is when you're looking at one, roster management for coaches, just absolutely nuts, really tough to do. But 2 is just for that fan connectivity. And of course, here at Nebraska, we're having a great time with this team. It's an absolute transitional year and in maybe the best season in Nebraska basketball history. But just in general, it's like that connection. And you'll have senior day here, and it'll be special. There's guys that did fight it out. A Sam Hoiberg, right? A Rink Mast who was injured, came back. A Jamarcus Lawrence who was injured, who left to a different school and came back. So it's all these kind of different journeys. And I think this year's senior class specifically goes against that point for Nebraska. But more often than not, when these senior days come around, it's just kind of like, that guy was here for 1 year or, maybe 2 years. And so it's not like the same connection that you have and built as fans to your college teams over the years that it had been. I mean, you think about the great basketball teams of the 80s and even the early 90s. And then again, it started with the one and done rule, or high school players to pro, a little bit less of connectivity from fan base to team. And now it's completely different. I mean, I don't even know. My son's very, very young. When he grows up, kind of becomes a college basketball fan, it's going to be hard to explain to him like what the 80s or 90s like college basketball before that was.
Why are you not going to teach him how to be pistol Bock with the 3-pointer?
Oh, I'll teach him.
Yeah.
I got him shooting downstairs on a Tonka hoop.
You said a minute ago that with college basketball players, you agree with that they'll be able to return to college after trying out for the pros?
No. I don't agree with that. What I was saying is that there are more like before they kind of had this whole opportunity to make money in college. When you were even borderline second round draft pick, it's like, should I stay in college or should I at least go start making money? Right. In one way or the other, to make money off this skill. And if you're staying in college longer, you hope to move up the draft boards at the time. Right. But how much better was it going to get? Maybe you just want to cash in and start making money. Might not be the NBA, might have to go overseas, all that sort of stuff. But you're going to give it a shot. Now there's incentive to come back. You don't have to put so much pressure on your quote unquote professional career because you can make a lot of money. In fact, a lot of people can make more money. I think Hunter Dickinson's a pretty good example of guys like there's guys that are just going to be better college players than they are pros.
Yeah.
And have more of an opportunity. So you can really cash in on that these days. So I think some of those upperclassmen, some of those names are going to stick around college basketball a little bit longer.
Yeah. Bock, let's go to last night. Nebraska basketball I can say got blasted in L.A., Bob.
Yeah,
got blasted, beat by 20 points, 72-52, no offense. Just a game we just need to throw away and don't look back. Don't even watch film on it. You got one more game left. Let's concentrate on this Iowa team and get our record better, get our seeding better. Either way it goes, you're going to be either a 1 or a 4 in the Big Ten tournament, which you will get that triple bye. So let's rest these guys, and I would say, got to be more meaner to them, Fred, or something. You got to go in there and slam some chairs down or something at halftime because, this was what we didn't expect right here.
Yeah, and I think Nebraska still, could, if they lost to Iowa and Purdue wins their remaining games, could be left out of the top 4 there because of the tiebreaker to Purdue. So it does put pressure on this Iowa game, makes it mean a little bit more. You could be, again, fighting out of that position to get the triple bye. So there's still a lot left to play for when we look at that Iowa game, and we know, obviously, the heat that was on that game in Iowa City, specifically directed toward Price Sanford from that fan base. Will it be returned from Nebraska? Again, that's going to be senior day, and all that. So it'll be a special day when it comes. But unfortunately, Nebraska just got back into the top 10, as we know, had won the previous games against Penn State, Maryland, and USC to kind of get rolling again, a 3-game winning streak. But then that loss to UCLA. Like you said, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much about it as far as like overall, what does this mean for the team? Well, they're a top 10 team. I mean, they're, so the goals and the goalposts have changed for Nebraska basketball this year of there's still a team that can compete to get to the Final Four. This does not change that, but it does a little bit kind of open the more of the possibility that Nebraska is not a lock to get to the Sweet 16, right? UCLA, Iowa, the last 2 losses for Nebraska, those are teams that you're probably going to see in the second round where Nebraska will be seeded. Those type of teams, right? If you're a 4 seed or a 3 seed, you're going to be playing a 5 or a 6. I don't even know if I were UCLA will get to that. So I guess this whole idea that Nebraska, could only be beaten by the top 15. And that's how it started off, right? Your only losses were to Michigan, Illinois, and Purdue. And now these last couple losses, okay, kind of opens it up. The other thing is, and why you can't, Justin, I know you say throw away the tape, all that, but if you're a Nebraska fan, there is reason for concern. It's not negativity, right? You're still overwhelmingly positive and excited for the Iowa game and excited what's moving forward. But there's just a few guys that aren't playing to the top of their ability. Jamarcus Lawrence still struggling, especially shooting, getting back after, the post tweaking his ankle there, Rink Mass. We're still looking to get back into early season form, right? And then I thought the broadcaster made a very good point last night, which is that Nebraska is just more and more, as Price Sanford has exploded onto the scene, early on in the season, like if Rink had an off day or something, like Price would step up, or Sam would step up, or DeMarcus would step up, Braden would go off on the bench. They just didn't have that last night, right? And so it looks like more and more Nebraska's offense is dependent on Price Sanford going off. And as good as he is, it can be difficult to get it done night in and night out to score 30, right? And score 20 plus points per game. So that does seem to be a little bit of a concern. But again, I mean, this is part of it. Nebraska is a team that does a lot of damage from beyond the arc. They, they can win outside of that. They've got great defense, but when you shoot 5 of 24 from beyond the arc, it's going to be difficult. Lost the rebounding battle, right? Their assist to turnover ratio last night, 12 assists to 13. So it was an ugly night. Maybe we can blame it on the late night. I don't know if they went to In and Out and forgot to wash their hands. They couldn't seem to hold on to the ball. But one way or the other, it was not worth staying up for, if you will put it that way. If you did. Now, I did. It was still fun. I'll take Nebraska basketball at midnight one way or the other. But especially with Teron Lue in the building, I felt a little bad. Teron Lue's my favorite, one of my favorite players growing up and watching his career. Doesn't get to make it to too many games. He saw the opportunity to see them in L.A. and
that didn't work.
Didn't work out too well.
I mean, Baka, when you look at stats, this whole team struggled last night. You shot 50% at free throw line, 9 of 16. That's bad. You shot 20% from 3-point land, Bach. 5 out of 24. That's bad. And then you shot 15 of 49 from field goal range. 38.6%, Bach. That's a bad shooting night, Bach. I mean, when you look at stats, I mean, I don't even want to call them out. You got Frager, 1 for 7. Jamarcus Lawrence, 1 for 8. Sam Hoiberg, 4 for 5. He did great. Great night for him. Rick Mass, 4 for 7. Price Sanford, 3 for 9. This is just, then you got guys at the 3-point line, Bach. 0 for 5, 1 for 4, 0 for 3, 2 for 7. Just like I say, Bach, we don't need to talk about this game. We can throw the paper in the trash. Hopefully Sam can do this. Fred can do the same thing with his basketball team. Let's get ready for Iowa this weekend. Close out the regular season. Get ready for the Big Ten tournament. And guess what? Let's go dancing. That's it.
Yes, that's right.
That's it. 93.7 The Ticket. Bock The Blackshirt, early edition. 93.7 The Ticket.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
One last night, one legendary career. On April 4th at 7 p.m., Love Nebraska hosts Love Austin at Baxter Arena, and it marks the final home match of Olympic gold medalist Jordan Larson's career. From world championships to unforgettable runs in Nebraska, she's defined excellence at every level. Now she shares the court one final time at home against an Austin squad ready to compete. It's more than a matchup. It's a farewell to a Nebraska icon and global trailblazer. Be there to witness history on April 4th at 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at lovbneb.com/tickets.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney location. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
At Planet Fitness, we're getting strong for the season's biggest games. Join now and your first month is free. Whether you're chasing a buzzer beater or your everyday goals, we've got next level amenities like red light recovery and hydro massage to help you rebound and recover. Plus, with the PF Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and access over 2,800 locations. Join now for $1 down, $24.99 a month, and get your first month free. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, March 13th. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Fans, are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat to all the action. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and ice-cold drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the wall, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer on your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
All right. Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. Bock, Nebraska women's will play in Nebraska basketball women will play Indiana at 2:30. So it's right around the corner here. You can listen to basketball. You can watch basketball. Either way it go, Bock, we got basketball all day here at The Ticket.
That's right. It is tournament time. It is a good time of the year. Of course, as basketball fans, all know we look forward to this. We count down to it. Do or die now for girls state basketball, which again, stay tuned at 1:30. We only got a short show today. 1:30, we'll send it back out to Pinnacle Bank Arena. Nick Sainert and Jay Foreman awaiting to get Class A underway. A Lincoln team is involved. Lincoln North Star, the 1 seed against the 8 seed Millard North. So that should be exciting. But
Wait a minute. We didn't talk about Lincoln High men made the tournament yesterday. We could have said that. I got a phone call about them earlier. I don't know how long it's been since Lincoln, the Lincoln Knights men basketball team made the state tournament.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but it is good to get those Lincoln teams in. And Lincoln Southwest will be playing later on our airwaves tonight at 6 p.m. as well. So yeah, I mean, especially you get the the town pride, and hopefully you can invite all these teams into Lincoln, and the Lincoln team can show off for the capital city. So we'll see there. But then, like you're saying, Nebraska women's basketball, with the Big Ten tournament here against Indiana, this feels like you're either punching a ticket to the NCAA tournament or taking a loss and probably fall into the NIT. So neither of those things are sure, right? So one way or the other, we'll have to see. There's other teams on the bubble. They're going to play it out in their conference tournaments. Maybe Nebraska gets in if they lose today. Maybe they don't quite get in. If they win today, maybe they have more to be done. But for what it feels like is that, Nebraska, it definitely would help their chances with a victory today. A loss obviously would send you out of the Big Ten tournament, but also might bring you, send you to the NIT. So going to be a huge one today. Nebraska did play Indiana already this year. We're able to beat them, but it was a close game. So I expect about the same. They beat them 78-73 earlier in the season. And Britt Prince led the way, as she often does, with 20 points in that game. Nebraska, this was back when Nebraska was ranked number 25. Things have changed a little bit since then. That was January 8th when that played out. So we'll hopefully see Nebraska can do a similar thing today and get the win. They shot on that day 8 of 21 from beyond the arc, so 38% beyond the arc. They also won the rebounding battle by 6. Really shared the ball well. 20 assists. Indiana that day only had 12. Also, Nebraska limited their turnovers in that game as well. So you kind of look at all that. Maybe a similar type of path for the Huskers to beat Indiana today. But we'll see. The Hoosiers on their own right, I mean, they probably feel like they've got some work to do to get in the NCAA tournament. They certainly do. And they're coming off but they're 17-13 right now, kind of in the mid-range of the Big Ten like Nebraska is. Coming off 3 wins in a row, albeit against Oregon, Rutgers, and Penn State, teams that are, kind of where Nebraska and Indiana are or below, but still got to be feeling pretty good about themselves. So absolutely huge game. 2:30 on Peacock is where you can check that out if you want to see the Huskers hopefully punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament with a win here today, and more so than anything as well, would be able to move on there in Indianapolis in the Big Ten tournament.
All right, Bock. UCLA Lauren Betts is the Big Ten Player of the Year for women's basketball. LSU guard.
Yeah, no, not necessarily surprised. We've seen those. Seen the teams separate at the top, and there's enough separation up there, whether it be from within the Big Ten to the rest of the conference with UCLA, or with the UConn and UCLA and South Carolina, those teams with the rest of the nation. So fair enough. I can't argue with it.
All right, Bock. Husker men's baseball opened up at home yesterday against UNO, and they take the victory, Bock.
Yeah, a very important one. Obviously, they, usually you look at that game and you think, well, yeah, you're supposed to beat Omaha, but they lost to Omaha last year. And obviously, the other part is they needed this one. They need to bounce back. A lot of last year too was kind of these midweek games, a little bit of struggles throughout that, and that kind of made for a disappointing regular season. Of course, they turned that around and won the Big Ten tournament. But yeah, always good to get the win at Hawks Field against Omaha. Against Omaha, but opening up at Hawks Field, particularly important as well. Like you said, they've got another one today against South Dakota State. That will be first pitch will be in less than half an hour here at 1:30. So Obviously, we'll see what they can continue to do. 6-5 on the season this year so far on the diamond, and like I said, Big Ten play just around the corner. So kind of getting those last tune-ups before they have the Michigan State series at Haymarket Park again this weekend.
All right, Buck. Your boy got released yesterday. Cardinals released Kyler Murray, Buck. A lot of that end of a great relationship, you say? You're a Cardinals fan.
End of a relationship, we will say that. I don't know about a great relationship, but he it's been a ride. Obviously, first overall pick for the Cardinals. That was the first time they'd done that with a quarterback, 2-time Pro Bowler. There were some highs, there was some excitement. There was, at a time felt like he was in an MVP race and leading the Cardinals forward. Unfortunately, that's kind of come crashing to a halt over the last couple of years. In his Pro Bowl years of 2020 and 2021, the Cardinals had respectable for the Cardinals. Okay, I'm not going crazy here, but they were 8-8 in 2020 and 9-5 in 2021, and that was kind of the peak of the Kyler Murray experience with the Cardinals. Since then, as a starter, has struggled. Has not had a winning record for the Cardinals, and so with their new coach in play, just looks, quite frankly, their return on investment they're getting so far from Kyler Murray wasn't equaling, like I said, the return there. And Jacoby Brissett, for what he did, came in, looked solid. Didn't look like you're necessarily taking a step back. He signed for another year. Not a surprise. But Kyler Murray, like many Cardinals quarterbacks over the years, not able to get a playoff win in his tenure from 2019 to current. And so, that's always frustrating. Would have liked to see, again, overall a better return, but he's still, I think, a solid quarterback if he's healthy. If you can kind of, he's a running threat. You kind of build the offense around him a little bit. I'm excited to see. I mean, he wouldn't be the first quarterback to leave Arizona, or first player, I should say, to leave Arizona, the Cardinals, and go on and have success elsewhere. But we'll see what it means for the Cardinals specifically, too. I mean, Jacoby Brissett, as much as I said he was solid last year, is not going to be your long-term plan, right? So now there's talk to the Cardinals, who have the number 3 overall pick. There doesn't seem to be a quarterback probably worth taking at that time. Do they trade back? I've even seen ideas of trading later picks to trade back up in the first round and try to get Ty Simpson from Alabama. Again, that probably wouldn't be with the 3rd pick, but later on in that first round. So could be very interesting. I'm interested to see where he goes. I appreciate his years. Again, as much as it wasn't fantastic, there aren't that many that are with the Cardinals over the years. So put him up there with he's not going to quite be Kurt Warner or Carson Palmer, but kind of in the Jake Plummer category.
Well, you got
Jim Hart, Neil Lomax. You
got a handful of players you can select from. You got players like Richardson from the Colts. You got him coming off the board for the Colts. You got Kirk Cousins coming back, being a free agent. I'm not talking about you have a 7-8 year plan with these guys. I'm talking about a 1 to 2 year jump that you need till you find your right quarterback. Kirk Cousins is there, and Rich's guy would he don't need money like that anymore. He just got $100 million from the Atlanta Falcons, so you probably can get him for not dirt cheap, but probably $100 million for about 3 years.
Yeah, you just wonder though, is any of that going to be significant, more of a step forward than what they currently have? Like I said there. So we'll see. I mean, Malik Willis seems to be a guy that people are interested again as far as maybe a longer term plan, the backup for the Green Bay Packers. But the other quarterbacks out there, I don't know if they bring you too much excitement. I mean, maybe you could convince Aaron Rodgers to give it another go. That's always a possibility. Like you said, Kirk Cousins out there. So, but more often than not, you're not going to get your long term plan. And I don't think Kyler Murray quite fits into a long-term plan for whoever's going to pick him up, right? More of kind of an experiment, but it is one with I think still some upside left in him.
Well, all right, Bach, we'll let that go. We'll let that part go. But all right, Bach, let's go to college football. Kirby Smart, Josh Heupel are among many coaches in the SEC who are already open to a 2014 college college football playoff. More college coaches could follow suit in advocating for the format, Buck.
Well, that is interesting, especially because the Big Ten is particularly pushing the bigger playoff. The SEC kind of wanted it to stay at, to get to 16. And the SEC more often than not is getting favorable picks, if you will, in the rankings leading up to it. And that's been going on for years and years and years. And again, I think they earned that for a while. Now, clearly, the tides have changed. And so we'll see if that continues up for preseason top 25s and all that will still continue to favor the Southeast region. But it is interesting. I mean, if you can get more support from the SEC, that's what the Big Ten wants to do. And so that's the idea. That's the goal. Those are the two powers kind of colliding heads with expansion right now. So wouldn't be surprised. Again, I think the idea was originally, or last time I checked on it, was the SEC does want that 16-team playoff. The Big Ten is okay with that as long as they eventually get to a 24-team playoff. I think, maybe 3 years or so with the 16-team playoff. So I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to continue to expand. And then you just ask yourself from there, is the reason not to expand, make it more? You can always make more money and extend the playoff as much as you want to. We might end up with a March Madness type of bracket of our own in college football. And of course, everybody's going to have their different opinions about this. I think it does further hurt the regular season. The more you do that, but I think the damage has been done, right? I mean, I at one time I would have, and I will always prefer a very small playoff. 4-team was fine for me. I think an 8-team playoff would be ideal. They never necessarily got to that or close to ideal. But like we say, money talks, and it'll be fun. I mean, regardless of what you think is perfect to preserve the regular season or any of that, it definitely will be fun if you have a big playoff. So we can prepare for it. But if you're getting more SEC siding with it, then yeah, I think it's going to be on its way.
All right, Bach, we are about close to the end of the show, but I sent you something earlier. I said you got to keep 3, cut 9 sporting events. You can only keep 3, Bach, out of this group. Did you see it earlier?
I did, yeah. Let me get to it here. Nick's texting me real quick. Okay.
Keep 3, cut 9 sporting events. March Madness, NBA playoff, WNBA playoff, Stanley Cup playoff, college football playoff, NFL playoffs, Major League postseason, College World Series, Wimbledon, World Cup, the Olympics, and the Masters. Which 3 are you keeping, Bach?
Well, it's a tough one. You can't take out March Madness. Again, those are 2 of the best.
I'm just saying,
yeah,
Bach.
Not eliminated March Madness, so that would have to be one of my ones.
Yeah.
As far as playoffs go, I'm an NBA playoff guy. I love staying up late at night for the first rounds. You're not supposed to like fights, but it seems like it gets pretty physical. You get pretty personal there in the NBA playoffs. I think it's done well, right? Along with, college, along with like NFL, NHL, when you're able to have, 5-7 game series, specifically 7 in the NBA. I think you get the right team moving forward. So I could not live without the NBA playoffs. Those are my favorite altogether. So I'm sticking with basketball so far. From there, as much as I love the college football playoffs or love college football, the sport, it's my favorite sport. The playoffs, again, don't necessarily do it for me as much. It's interesting. It's new. I think over the years, maybe you start to get something for it. I certainly want to know who's at the end of it. But for me, what's close to my heart is the College World Series. Of course, in Omaha, I worked that event for several years. It's just an amazing event where gets to shine a light on Omaha and in Nebraska specifically. You get celebrities and different fan bases from everywhere. So if it's me, out of those, and I love all sports, I hate to take away any of them, but you're making me pick 3. I picked March Madness, the NBA playoffs, and the College World Series.
I'm going to go a different route than you, Bach. I'm going to go college football playoffs. What grown man cannot go without college football? I cannot go without college football, Bach. You may can, but I can't. I'm picking college football as my number 1, Bach. When I go number 2, Bach, I'll go to College World Series, Bach. I love it there.
There we go. Yeah.
Great food. We eat there every day. We've been there for the last 5 years doing it with the ticket and Blur tailgate event. So I'm going to go college football, College World Series, and I'm going to keep it college again. March Madness.
You love your brackets.
Yes, I love my brackets. I love to write brackets. I love college football, and I do like College World Series. So it's all college for me, Bock.
And I don't blame you. I mean, I love college sports. College football is my favorite sport. If you want to separate, football like NFL and college football, it definitely is. But like I said, college football playoff, the setup, the changes that are happening, still trying to figure out what that is. It's constantly moving right now. It just doesn't hold a place in my heart like some of these other events that have over the years. So, it's weird because when you ask that question, it's like, okay, well, what does that mean for the other sports in this scenario? Do they just cut it off? Like,
I mean, we won't watch it.
You just don't get the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, if we had a different guy like Jake Sorensen, now I know Jake Sorensen would pick the Masters. He would.
Yeah.
He's a tennis guy. I mean, no, he's a golf guy.
Yeah.
So he's picking the Masters.
Oh yeah.
I think Jake would probably go with the Masters, College World Series. I don't know where else he goes.
Well, the
March Madness.
The Dolphins aren't in the NFL
playoffs.
Yeah,
they never.
So I don't know if you would choose that one.
We're scratching NFL off for him.
But yeah, I think for most people they would put NFL playoffs, and I definitely it would be hard to not watch those. That's the biggest sport here in America, and I absolutely love it as well. That's what you're making us pick between our children here, right?
I think that's like picking between your wife or your kids right here.
Right.
This right here. Now, text line, I don't know if you heard us. We got 12 events. You can only keep 3, cut 9. The events are March Madness, NBA playoff, WNBA playoff, Stanley Cup playoff, college football playoffs, NFL playoff, Major League Baseball postseason, College World Series, Wimbledon World Cup, the Olympics, and the Masters. You can only keep 3.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it is. It's a tough pick.
Yeah, that's a tough pick.
But unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot more time.
Yeah,
we
just give you a little snippet of our show.
Something to think about.
All right, if you ever listen, not if you ever listen to Ticket. If you never listen to Bock and Blackshirt, you get your chance every day, Monday through Friday from 1 to 3. So check us out. I'm Terrell Farley. He's Jake Bockelman, and we're out.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.